They towed her car with her 6-month-old daughter strapped inside, all because one tire crossed a painted line. The HOA president, Richard Hensley, didn't apologize. He coldly stated they weren't liable for what was inside the vehicle. But Emily Carter had more than fury. She had truth and a burning resolve to dismantle a system that valued rules over lives. Buckle up, because this shocking tale of negligence, rage, and redemption will leave you questioning everything. Stick around to see how justice didn't just knock, it obliterated the door. It started like any other morning, deceptive in its calm. Emily Carter had been up since 4:30 a.m., not by choice but because her 6-month-old, Lily, had a restless night, fussy, refusing bottles, napping in fits. Her husband, Michael, a nurse, had left early for his hospital shift, brushing a kiss on Emily's forehead as she cradled Lily in bed. The sky was barely awake, streaked with soft pinks and grays. Exhausted, Emily moved through their townhouse like a shadow, her mind clouded by sleep deprivation. Diaper change, warm formula, find a clean onesie, replied to her boss's email with a forced smiley face. By 7 a.m., she was out the door, barefoot, Lily on her shoulder, juggling keys, a phone, and cold coffee she kept forgetting to sip. The plan was simple. Secure Lily in her car seat, start the engine, let the AC cool the car while Emily dashed back inside for the bottle she'd left on the counter. 2 minutes tops. She parked in front of their townhouse, same spot as always. The HOA had recently painted a white line to mark legal parking zones, and Emily's front tire might have crossed it by inches. She didn't notice. In pajamas, with a hungry baby, she wasn't thinking about lines. She clicked Lily's car seat into place. The baby was calm, drifting off to the hum of the engine and cool air from the vents. Emily adjusted the sunshade, kissed Lily's forehead, locked the doors with a beep, and jogged inside. She grabbed the bottle, checked its warmth, glanced at a text from Michael. "How's our little princess?" and smiled for a fleeting second. Then she stepped outside, and the car was gone. Her brain stalled, refusing to process the empty driveway. No broken glass, no screeching tires, just eerie silence, birds chirping, sprinklers hissing, the sun climbing like nothing was wrong. "Lily!" she whispered, then screamed. "Lily!" The bottle hit the pavement, rolling away. Her voice cracked as she stumbled into the street, scanning frantically, as if the car might reappear. Her fingers fumbled with her phone, dialing 911 before the dispatcher could speak. "My baby, my daughter, she was in the car, and it's gone." "I was gone 2 minutes, please." A neighbor, peering out, said casually. "Wasn't there a tow truck earlier?" Emily's head snapped toward him. "A tow truck?" she echoed, her voice hollow. The truth hit like a freight train. Her baby wasn't stolen by a stranger. Her neighborhood had taken her, and no one checked the back seat. Her scream tore through the morning, raw and primal, shattering the suburban calm. Dogs barked, neighbors emerged confused. Emily's hands shook as her phone slipped to the ground. She scrambled for it, dialing 911 again, sobbing. "My baby's gone!" The dispatcher struggled to calm her as she choked out her address, collapsing onto the gravel, knees bleeding through her pajamas. The neighbor's words echoed, "Tow truck." Her stomach lurched. The HOA. Her parking spot. They didn't check. Her baby was towed away like trash, and no one cared. By the time Michael screeched into the driveway, still in scrubs, Emily was a wreck. "They towed her with Lily," she gasped over the phone. That was enough. They sped to the impound lot, Emily clutching the door, whispering Lily's name like a prayer. Michael's jaw was tight, his knuckles white on the wheel. The lot was a grim maze of rusting fences and baking cars. They stormed the office, ignoring the line. "Our car was towed 30 minutes ago," Michael said, breathless. "Our 6-month-old is in the back seat." The clerk's sandwich dropped, her face paling. "A baby?" she stammered, grabbing her radio. Charlie, Lot 10, gray SUV, open it now! They ran to Lot 10, spotting their SUV behind a row of trucks. Its windows were fogged, the air inside suffocating. Emily banged on the glass, screaming, "Lily, Mommy's here!" A faint cry answered, hoarse, desperate. A worker fumbled with keys, hands shaking. The door opened, and there was Lily, red-faced, sweat-soaked, screaming in her car seat, fists clenched in terror. Emily collapsed into the back, unbuckling her with trembling hands, pulling her close. Lily clung to her, shaking. Michael stood frozen, hand over his mouth. 40 minutes? 40 minutes in a 90-degree oven, and no one, not the driver, not the lot crew, had looked inside. The tow driver later admitted, "The HOA just said remove it. I didn't check." At the ER, Lily was stabilized. No burns, no brain swelling, just lucky, the doctor said. But luck didn't erase the trauma. Lily, once bubbly, became skittish, startling at noises, clinging to Emily. The house grew silent, heavy with guilt and fear. Emily replayed those 2 minutes endlessly, hating herself. Michael stopped shaving, lingered over Lily's crib, and turned back at the door before leaving. They were broken, not in ways that showed, but in the flinches, the sleepless nights, the way a passing truck made Lily whimper. But beneath the shame, resolve sparked. Emily requested a meeting with the HOA. She didn't want revenge, she wanted answers. Richard Hensley, HOA president, sat behind a table, flanked by board members surrounded by bylaws. His face was blank, not guilty, just detached. Emily, with Lily in a carrier, spoke calmly. "You towed my car without checking who was inside." Hensley nodded. "Your vehicle violated Section 4.2, wheel over the line." "She's 6 months old," Emily said, voice tightening. "She was in there for 40 minutes in the heat." Silence. "Why didn't anyone look?" Hensley didn't flinch. "Zero tolerance policy. Warnings create loopholes." Emily stared. "You towed a baby." He leaned forward, voice cold. "We're not responsible for what's inside the car." "That's on you." Those words became his undoing, quoted in court, plastered in headlines. "We're not responsible for what's inside the car." They symbolized the chilling truth: when rules trump humanity, lives become invisible. Detective Sarah Blake, a veteran of child protection, felt this case stick. The HOA's policy was negligence by design, dressed in khakis and bullet points. She dug deep, towing logs, security footage, ER records. No inspection, no humanity, just procedure. Within a week, charges hit: child endangerment and criminal negligence against the driver and Hensley. The courtroom was stark, Hensley in a suit unshaken. The defense blamed Emily, calling her reckless for leaving Lily for 2 minutes. But prosecutor Anna Reed dismantled them. "She left her child in a locked, air-conditioned car for less than 2 minutes," Reed said, voice steady. "The HOA decided a tire over a line justified towing without a glance." She held up Hensley's quote, bolded, "We're not responsible for what's inside the car." "A 6-month-old was inside," she said. The jury took 4 hours. Guilty. Hensley got 6 months probation and community service. The tow company lost its license. Justice breathed. Emily could have left, moved away from the painted lines and heartless bylaws. But she stayed, fueled by a fire to fix what broke her. She started small meetings in her living room, neighbors sharing their own HOA horror stories, towed cars, anonymous threats, silenced voices. The group grew, spilling into a town hall. Emily, with Lily in her arms, told her story, raw and unfiltered. The room listened. Petitions circulated, demanding oversight, transparency, and humanity. The story hit the news, then a parenting blog with millions of followers headlined, "Her baby was towed, now she's leading a revolution." By summer, the HOA board collapsed. 5 members were voted out. Hensley resigned. The zero-tolerance policy was scrapped, replaced with a new mantra: community means care, not control. Emily didn't want to lead, but she became a voice for the silenced, proving one person could shift the world. It ended on that same sidewalk, Emily holding Lily, now giggling, gripping her necklace. The white line remained, a ghost of that morning. Once a symbol of failure, it now marks change. Emily no longer held her breath passing it. She stood tall, kissing Lily's head. The line was there, but so was she. What do you think? Was Emily reckless, or was the HOA's negligence unforgivable? Should rules ever outweigh human lives? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take. And let's talk. Where's the line between enforcing order and losing our humanity? Share, like, and subscribe to keep these stories alive. Let's spark a conversation that changes things.